Hello, and welcome to another First Impression video. I'm Drew Wilson from FreezeNet. Today we're going to be playing the 2013 PlayStation 3 game, Grid 2. This is the first time I've ever tried this particular series, so I've got 10 minutes on the clock. Let's see what this game is all about. So, an interesting note, this is a little bit further into the game than you might expect for a first impression video. And as a matter of fact, I did record a first impression video earlier. And you get the first race and you have a whole bunch of login credentials and passwords and that sort of stuff. And yeah, one race and a login credential thing. I didn't think that was necessarily the greatest idea for, like, you know, a first impression video, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to redo it. I want to get a proper first impression video out of the deal here. And, yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now is, like, this is the second race in this particular game. And, so one thing I did note is that I thought it was really odd that they give you a race, you think you're into the game, nothing to be thinking about, and then it just hammers you with this, like, okay, login credentials, that sort of thing. I don't think I've ever really encountered that, to be honest, as in a racing game where you you have to register after you start playing the game. And I thought that was really, really odd. But, yeah. So, one of the things about this game is... One of the thing about this game is, yes, the flashback here. So, in this game, you do have this feature called flashback, and as it turns out, if you make a particular mistake in a particular part of the race, then you can hit the triangle button and do a flashback, and it actually rewinds the game for a certain period of time, and you can kind of fix what you messed up. So for instance, I messed that up, hit flashback, and we'll start here because I don't think that was a good idea. Oh well. What can I say? So apparently it's is that a point-to-point race?
New Union are tough competitors. Get back out there and take them on again.
Yeah. Hello. Back. Oh. Restart. Alright. Well, that was confusing. Oh, I thought replay was actually what you're supposed to do to play the race, but evidently not. It's restart. Lesson learned. So let's just look at a computer for a little while. So select, this is the selection screen I encountered earlier. And I only have one car, so that's what we're dealing with here. Yeah. Fun times. So that flashback thing, I don't recall ever really encountering that, but I do know that in some racing games, like, you have to basically ace a course perfectly, and if you mess up a little bit, sometimes you just fall behind a lot, and sometimes you can't recover that.
The track has a lot of undulation, so the car might shift around a bit. Be careful.
So this seems to cover that up a little bit by allowing you to kind of make just trying to correct yourself on the fly. I think that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in the game itself, like as I go along. All right. I thought that was a bit of a sharper turn than that really was. No worries.
Let's show them who owns this race. Attack them on the corners and tear up the straights.
And
Get a good eye on his racing line and pass this guy.
let's see if I can get off the dirt here a little bit. There we go. Awesome. Oh, you suck. I didn't get a flashback. So you don't necessarily need for that to pop up. So I think that's kind of interesting.
That's you into the top 3.
So that's good to know. You don't have to wait for any particular prompt for that if you mess something like that up. Just a slight bump, no big deal. Second place. We're doing good. Could have been a little aggressive on that apex, but oh well. There we go. And we won the race. Sometimes it takes a second attempt, you know? And one thing to keep in mind is if you're in a racing game and even if it's a tough game or a tough race, then you don't necessarily quit just because you made one mistake. There's a lot of value just by kind of getting a better feel for the track. So I always recommend, unless there's like a mechanic that stops you, and there are some games that do have that, that you try and finish the race so you can have a better understanding of the track. So when you get that second attempt, it's much more easy to kind of, okay, this is what I remember from this. This is what I remember this. This turn I need to brake in this a little bit more than last time, that sort of thing. And you really do learn the track a little bit better, so you can kind of, be successful. Quitting right away means that you may cut yourself off from learning that last little bit of stretch afterwards. I mean, if it's just right next to the finish line, obviously you're not going to learn much. But if you have like a quarter of a race left to go, and even if the race is hopeless, you still want to at least understand what you're going to be in for. So if you manage to get to that particular section that you messed up on before, then you basically go past that section and it's not a surprise. You know what's up after that. So there is a lot of value to just trying to finish races and not being too frustrated with messing up like what I just did. There's value to that. Top speed, acceleration. Yeah, let's just go for really wafer thin lines here. Trying to figure out. Is not much difference. A little bit more speed. Top speed. I don't see much of a difference otherwise. Both rear-wheel drive. I've always been a fan of four-wheel drive, and there's more realistic racing mechanics. Just that extra control. I prefer that over just drifting around. I don't know. Maybe it's just my racing style. Who knows? I can handle different drivetrains. It's just I like four-wheel drive.
Good choice. You've got the option to take any of the cars you own for a test drive. It's a good way to test out the limits of the car before you head into competition. The hard work is paying off. You have another sponsor wanting a place on your livery.
Yeah, no fear. That was like a sports, or not a sports, a clothing line, just about. These are all real companies, aren't they? Some of them, at least. Weird that I'm actually able to pick these sponsorships. I'm assuming this is what I'm going to be getting stuff. Racing Tech, I guess that's a good thing there. Racing parts, racing tech. What else? Wheels and tires. Sure. Yeah, I don't know what impact that'll have necessarily yet. It'll be interesting. Normally,
Have a look at your available
games force you to earn one sponsorship at a time.
Are we ready to go?
Sure,
Check your race
done.
calendar and see about getting a win. Okay, so you've got a few choices now. You can continue competing with new
So that
you can
is
accept the invite to
interestingly
train some
it.
Pacers,
Um,
or if you want to get some practice in, I've organized a test drive at
a
Indianapolis.
lot of interesting surprises. A lot of ways, like there's different ways that this game definitely handles racing. I think the big one for me is that flashback, being able to kind of correct a really bad turn, and I'm getting used to that. Obviously, I'm trying to figure out when is actually a good time to stop the flashback, because sometimes your acceleration is to blame. And you can go back to when the car looks good, but you're still accelerating way too hard. So something I gotta keep in mind, I guess, as I go along. Picking and choosing sponsorships, which was interesting. Having them, I don't know if they were all available right away or what, but well, I don't know. I don't even know what impact that has on the game, to be honest. But I guess that'll be interesting to find out, whether I get extra parts or whatever. But yeah, I'm curious to see what impact that will have, and I guess I'll find out eventually. So I guess I wanted to hear from you. What did you think of this particular game? For those of you who have played the Grid series, was this a good game to play? Was this a great entry point? Was this an entry point for you? Were there other games you played and you played this game, or there's other games you didn't play this game? Let us know. What'd you think? Did you like this particular installment? Did it look like an interesting installment, or was this kind of not the greatest representation of the series? I mean, this is the first time I've ever played this series, so I just want to hear from you. Was this a good choice to start off with? I mean, I didn't have much of a choice necessarily because it's the only game I have, but did I stumble on a good installment? I'm just curious. And for those of you who haven't played this particular game, what'd you think? What'd you think of the video? Was this does this strike you as an interesting game to play? Were the mechanics kind of interesting, or was this just for you as another standard racing game? Not really all that interested. Let us know in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you have to say about this particular game. So there's and on that note, just wanted to point out that if you want to support this channel, there's plenty of ways you can do that. You can drop us a like, let us know, hey, you're doing a great job, and keep up the good work. You can also subscribe to our channel, and that helps us out too a lot. And the bonus is that you can turn on notifications to get real-time updates on what videos we posted. So good feature to take advantage of. But I mean, if you don't want the notifications, I mean, the subscription really will help us out a lot too. So every little bit helps. Every little bit does help for sure. And if you're curious about us, knowing more about us, and it also supports us, is to check out our website at freezenet.ca, and you can check out all our video game reviews, music reviews. We got a whole bunch of news, lots of stuff happening still. And we even have a full-fledged wiki, so if the whole news thing isn't for you, we've got tons of other features like that, like the wiki, for instance. Like, you can check out music you might not have ever otherwise heard of before. So that's the whole point, is to explore music like you've never explored it before, and it's all about what you like and what you don't like. It's not necessarily about my opinion. So it's a great thing to check out for sure. If you want to more directly support us, you can support us via our Patreon page at patreon.com/freezenet. And through that, you can subscribe to a tier, get insider information. People knew that we'll be playing Grid 2 ahead of time on our Patreon page. You can get other features as well. And if subscriptions aren't your thing, then you can check out our page at coffee page at coffee.com/freezenet. One-time thing. So if subscriptions aren't your thing, you can do a one-time thing too. So we'll make sure every dollar counts. It goes towards our website, goes to our YouTube channel, goes to our podcast, it goes to all of that. So we'll do everything we can to make sure every dollar counts. So I guess that is all for now, and until next time, keep it cool.